Alright, what is up everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Chris and today, back with another video here. Another Flyers game review. Game 18 on the season. And the Flyers, they pick up another 3-0 win here against Buffalo. And they sweep the back-to-back, 2 wins. Don't give up a goal for the weekend as Elliott gets a shutout yesterday. Hart comes back today. 28-save shutout after the last outing he had in Lake Tahoe, where he ended up getting pulled. Had a really rough night. Comes back and gets a shutout today against Buffalo. Couple of news to start off, pretty much the exact same offense. JVR, Couturier, Farabee, Giroux, Hayes, Patrick, Lindblom, Lawton, Voracek, and Raffl, Bunman, and Albie Kubel. As for the defense, Myers comes in, Gustafsson comes out. Defensive pairings were Ghost, Provorov, Sanheim, Braun, Hagen, Myers to start, and then obviously Carter Hart in net, and then Johansson in net. For the Sabres, Eichel back in. He was a game time decision today, so he's back in for Buffalo. Starting off, Flyers, it kind of took them a little bit in this game to kind of get into, just to kind of get into it. It seemed like their legs, they had them, but they couldn't really get anything, going in the offensive zone. And that was mostly because they took a penalty here. Braun had to delay a game, 18:46. They blocked a lot of the seam passes. Sabres had a couple shots. Hart was making saves. The shots were 7-2 Buffalo at one point. And then the end of the period, they were at 13-7 in favor of the Flyers. Because after that, Flyers, they went on the offense there. It kind of took them a little bit, but around, I'd say, that 10-11 minute mark, they really started to get it going. Had a really good shift from the fourth line. They had a really good shift, got some zone entries, made things happen in the offensive zone, and then they ended up drawing a penalty. A really nice setup from Giroux for a JVR chance. Giroux ended up coming up. He hit the post. I really like that too because it kind of gave Giroux a play to get into the zone. He was able to kind of come in and just rip one, ended up hitting the post. The Sabres hit a post before that. Reinhart hit one. But for the most part, that period really, started a little bit Buffalo, kind of was, back and forth. Didn't really see many tape-to-tape passes from the Flyers. You probably could argue Buffalo too. But honestly, for the most part, the Sabres, they didn't have a shot in the last 11:47 of the period. They had the post, so they had one shot, but that's not credited as a shot on goal, so they didn't have any shots on goal, but they hit a post, and that was it. So the Flyers kind of shut them down at that point. I thought it was a really good period for the Flyers. It kind of started slow, but it got better as the period went on, and they definitely were able to kind of continue that into the second period as they had a completely dominant second period. They come out and they score 22 seconds in. Sean Couturier, he got the first goal yesterday, gets the first goal again today. Little 3-on-2 rush. I don't really understand what Eichel was really doing here, covering Coots. The way he covered him, it didn't necessarily help his cause. Coots ended up dropping it after he was pretty much getting mugged the whole time. Farabee ended up, he shot it, went off Johansson in front. It came out to Coots, and he slam dunked the rebound there. As I said, 22 seconds in, Flyers will 1-0 lead. A couple minutes later, Flyers, they get an offensive zone draw. Fourth line's out there, and Bunneman ended up getting waved out. Raffl goes in. They win the faceoff clean, which is such an important thing, and that's why I love the Flyers having so much center depth, even though Raffl isn't a center and mostly plays wing and has played wing for most of his career. He's able to take faceoffs. He wins the faceoff back. Myers back to Hag, just pass over for the one-timer, and Raffl ends up getting into the spot to deflect it, and it's a 2-0 lead there for the Flyers. And that's the thing. That's what I love about that, because you get a goal from your fourth line, and all lines throughout the whole weekend. I think you could also say for that Rangers game too, they've been able to use all four of their lines offensively. And they've been able to roll their shifts. They've had guys overstay their shifts, and it hasn't hurt them. I believe there was a shift in the third period where Provorov played 2 minutes and 10 seconds or 15 seconds, something like that. It was insane. I couldn't believe he was still out there. I was like, how is this guy able to do it? But again, the Flyers, they come back a couple minutes later. Hayes, he gets a chance. A little 3-on-2, 3-on-1 rush with that line, the Giroux, Hayes and Patrick line. They did not get a shot off on it. But again, they kind of have to shoot that there. But again, I'm not mad. I mean, they ended the game with 38 shots on goal, and they had 39, 39, and 38 in their last 3 games played, when they averaged 23 going in, to that Rangers game. So I think we've kind of seen the trend of them starting to shoot the puck more. They've got more chances, and they've been able to score goals as well. So again, a couple minutes later, Hart makes a great save here off a scramble in front. The Sabres were pushing after that. They had a couple chances, and then Montour had a chance off that scramble. And I don't know how the hell Hart even saw this, but he ended up just kind of snagging it right as Montour. It looked like Montour just shot it right at Hart. Like, it didn't really seem like he tried to aim for it. I don't know if he was trying to aim to see if Hart could go down or what. He might not have got much on it, but a couple minutes later, Flyers get a power play. Patrick was hooked in the offensive zone. Few chances, really not much going on. The Sabres were very aggressive on that. I don't think the Flyers really expected that, to be honest. Hart ended up robbing Okposo on a 2-on-1 here. Great save off a breakdown. 2-on-1, pass over. Hart makes a great pad save. And then the Flyers, they have a great extended shift here. Provorov does a really good job. He literally circled the whole net. I don't know how long you've been watching hockey if you're watching this, but there was a goal a couple years ago from Gustav Nyquist back when he was on the Red Wings, and he literally like circles the net like 3 or 4 times and then scores. And it looked like Provorov was literally about to do the same thing. Like, he just circled and circled and circled. He ended up getting a shot off. Flyers, they kept it down in the zone. The Couturier line had a lot of extended pressure, extended zone time. They ended up getting a goal. Set it up at the point. The Sabres were dead tired. They sent it in front, and JVR gets that backhand tip. He is so good at tipping pucks. I mean, I don't think there is a guy better than him tipping pucks in the league. Maybe Joe Pavelski, Chris Kreider. I mean, those are some of the guys that are just insane at tipping pucks, and JVR is really up there. And again, unbelievable tip there, and the Flyers have a 3-0 lead. The Flyers were all over Buffalo here. They were completely dominating. Voracek ends up taking a penalty late in the period. That carried over into the third. It was about minute 13 going over into the third period. But again, end of the second period there, Flyers had 21 shots in that period. Buffalo had 11. They dominated. They were all over, just killing them in the offensive zone. Buffalo had no legs at that point. Shots on goal after the second period were 34-18 in favor of the Flyers. Start to the third, the Flyers kill off that extended power play time that ended up going over. Really smart job on the penalty kill there. The Sabres, they had push, but the Flyers were defending well. I think it's kind of a thing where you're kind of able to play a little bit relaxed against a team like that because, with the way Buffalo has been playing and they've struggled and they haven't really scored goals a lot this year. I mean, just going off my head, I believe Taylor Hall has 1 goal. So I mean, I know it's a small sample size thing, but, they've obviously struggled this year. And I think it was, smart for the Flyers to kind of just try to continue their game. I think they definitely they didn't play their best third period, but again, they didn't necessarily have to come out and be completely dominant. Again, you're not going to dominate all 60 minutes of a game anyway. So again, the Flyers, I think they defended this period really well. They played smart hockey. They had a couple icings here and there, but for the most part, they played a pretty good third period, a very solid game. Buffalo ends up getting a power play. Hayes takes a penalty. The Flyers killed it off. They defended well, a couple block shots. They blocking the seams for the passes there for the Sabres. Couldn't really get much going. Montour ended up hitting the post off of Sabres' chance. Flyers were getting chances. They were moving the puck throughout the neutral zone. Again, as I said, it wasn't the best third period, but very solid. They had a couple boo-boos here and there, but again, I thought they did a really good job defending overall, and a really solid effort today. It's one thing when you can continue to play games like this and you kind of see the way that the team's kind of coming together. I think this is now where you're starting to see this team come together. This is the 3rd straight game you've had literally run the same shots each game, 39, 38, 38. I know I said that before. You're around. You've been over 35 shots the last 3 games here. And again, it's awesome to see you get back-to-back shutouts. You're picking up wins, you're scoring goals, you're being able to roll all 4 of your lines, you're playing smart hockey, and now you're going into a couple tough matchups. You got Pittsburgh, 3 straight games on the 2nd, 4th, and 6th, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, which are 7 o'clock, 1 o'clock on Saturday. Then you got the Capitals, and then you play Buffalo again at home. So again, this was AV's 700th win as a coach, tied for 8th all-time with Mike Babcock. This is the first time with back-to-back shutouts first time with back-to-back shutouts for the Flyers since 2015, and it's the first time with back-to-back shutouts against the same opponent since 1999 when they did that against the Rangers. So again, really, really solid performance overall today from the Flyers. Let me know your guys' thoughts below. Again, they pick up a win. Carter Hart, 28 save shutout coming back, kind of silences all the haters there. I guess the small amount of haters and all of that crap that they had after the outdoor game. But again, remember guys, podcast articles, those links are on my channel. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.